There's a story that Ajan tells quite often about the first time when he saw Lumpa, his teacher in Thailand. When he first met Lumpa, Lumpa said, Brahmis man, there was a Brahmis man had come. He was telling all of his students about this, and Ajan heard him saying it. He heard Brahmis, but actually it's Paramis, meaning quality or perfections. So he was telling them, a man of great quality has come. And so Ajan was very interested, and he said, okay, who is this quality man? And he was looking around over his shoulder, where can I find this quality man so I can go and salute him and pay respect to him and learn from him? And the other students saw him doing this, and then they told him, no, it's you. And at the time he didn't understand, why am I a quality man? I'm not a quality man. If I was a man of quality, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you. I would be in your place. So it was only later when he realized, or he was able to understand more deeply, the quality that Lumpa had seen in him at that point. And this is mainly, there are some aspects to it, but mainly what he was wanting to explain the other day was that for a long time he had had the very strong determination and drive to correct himself, to perfect himself. And it started a few years previously when he was doing Vipassana meditation. And at the end of every 10 days Vipassana course, he would come out of the course. And every time there's an ending of a Vipassana course, I'm sure anyone who has done Vipassana will know, it's like a party. Everybody is talking. It's such a happiness to be able to talk again, to talk about the voyage you're going to do, the travels you're going to do, to look around who looks like a possibly interesting boyfriend or girlfriend. And so it's kind of like a party. And he was never part of any of that. He looked at all these people. It was in India when he began. I said, I don't have access to any of this. I'm not part of it. It wasn't that he was feeling jealous or feeling resentful or feeling lonely or left out. Just he looked and said, okay, no, I can't go traveling. I don't even have a passport. I don't have money. I'm not interested in all of this. I don't have any of this that they have. And it really made him see that all the things that people go for in the life, all the things that people are interested in the life, that give them happiness and value in the life, he just didn't have. So it was from that point that he started to work incessantly to correct himself. Okay, I don't have anything that I can go for outside. I don't have any material aim. I don't have any of this, but I can find refuge in myself. I can correct myself, perfect myself. And so that was when he started to work on this. So since that time, he had been doing many Vipassana courses, and in Vipassana, the whole aim is just to watch the breath at the front of the nose. So instead of just watching the nose, he was making lists of all the faults in himself, that all the things he had to correct in himself, all the faults he saw. He would come out of every class with a big long list of things he had to correct in himself. So the point of this story is to point out that the practice of Dhamma starts by the drive to correct oneself. If you blame others for your suffering, if you think that others are the cause of your suffering, or that your circumstances are the problem, or that anything else is the problem, then you're already on the wrong track. Being on the right track means that you realize that whatever problems you have outside is not really the problem. Your problem is yourself. Whatever things that people do to you that are incorrect, whatever cheating that they do, whatever lying they do, your own self, your own mind is worse than them. You have to realize that all of the faults that you see outside in others can be found in yourself too. So it's totally useless to blame others or to find fault with others as long as you haven't perfected and corrected completely yourself. So the practice of Dhamma is for the one who, instead of trying to hide all his faults from himself, instead of trying to hide the hypocrisy of his mind, the cheating of his mind, the selfishness of his own mind from himself, and pretend that he's just perfect and everything is fine. He doesn't accept it, so he goes searching for his faults. This is what makes somebody a man of quality. This is what makes it really possible to genuinely and authentically practice Dhamma. It's the first element that has to be there. So it means that in whatever situation, whatever somebody says to you, whatever the circumstances, always you are putting goodness and integrity higher than your own self-interest. This is what makes it possible to be honest. This is what makes it possible to be generous. This is what makes it possible to be determined in the face of all kinds of obstacles that come not necessarily from outside, but more from inside. We are all born with all kinds of problems, all kinds of faults. We call them kelesa, for want of a better word, in English. We are all born with selfishness and doing wrong. So the quality man is the one who goes opposite of this, finds out what is my habit, what is my bad habit, what's my comfort zone, how can I break it? And all the practice then that you do, all the practice of Dhamma that we hear about, whether meditation or sleeping in the forest or going to graveyards or following 227 rules of monks, all of this is for the sake of that, of breaking your bad habits, breaking this ego, breaking this selfishness in yourself. In themselves, these things, these practices are not the Dhamma, are not the practice of Dhamma. They're not the point. You can clock up hours of meditation while still holding on to habits and comfort zones that you don't want to let go of, hiding them from yourself and telling yourself that you're a good meditator. You can go to stay in the forest, go sleep in graveyards, refuse to lie down, be celibate, but that doesn't mean you've understood the Dhamma or that you practice the Dhamma. So first thing we have to understand is that these things are tools, they're disciplines for the sake of training the wild dog that is the mind, breaking the attachment to bodily comfort or to sleep or to eating or whatever. But more important than these things is to have the will to really see the truth of the faults inside yourself and go about correcting them, whatever it takes. And if you have the clear aim to do this, then you will find a way. If that's really clear that it's your aim and you're determined for that, you will find a way to do it. This is what makes you a man of quality who will be able to practice Dhamma. It's like if you absolutely have to get to Montreal, let's say, even if you've never been to Montreal before, even if you don't know how to get there, you will find a way. You'll find whatever transport is available. You'll ask people who have been there how to get there. You'll find a way to go. But if that's not really your aim and you're just wandering around, then it's very likely you won't be able to get there.